Aloha, my name is Frankie Kothi, and I'm the Community Outreach Liaison for the Ko'ola Mountains Watershed Partnership.
Hello, my name is Brad Suinishi. I am the Program and Data Assistant for the Ko'ola Mountains Watershed Partnership, and we are at the Ala Mahamoe Cultural Forest Project located in the Moku of Kona, more specifically in the Ahupua'a of Moanalua.
The Ala Mahamoe Restoration Garden is located on State of Hawaii Division of Forest and Wildlife Land, and the road that we're going to be walking on is Board of Water Supplies. So this project is a partnership between the different landowners of the area, and the Restoration Garden was established in 2017.
The purpose of this project is to restore the degraded area that you can see here. We have a lot of guinea grass and holokoa behind me. We are trying to restore this area back to a healthy native dry forest area. And this is also a lowland high priority watershed area that is important to the community of Moanalua. Some of the challenges we face here is a lack of manpower, lack of funding. As you can tell, it's very hot and dry. There's not a lot of water here, so we have to set up a lot of catchments or just different innovative ways to get water to the plants here. The weeds are very prominent here. The guinea grass is very resilient. It can come back after just a week or two of cutting them down or derooting. The seed bank is very strong with the guinea grass here, as well as the holokoa. Another challenge that we face here is it is a non-herbicide zone, and we are very strict with that. We abide by that very well. Basically everything that we do here for weed removal is manual.
In order to work with the environment and all the different challenges we have in this urban forest system, we started to work to evolve and adapt just like these plants have. So with the guidance of our manager, JC Watson, Brad and I started working on trying to figure out how to install hydrogel granules. And these hydrogel granules are usually used for horticultural practices, not so much in forestry. So what they do is they can absorb up to 300 times their weight in water. They're biodegradable and non-toxic, and they break down in about 3 to 5 years. So the purpose of using them and trying out this system is to see if the hydrogels can increase survivability in these native forest trees that we want to use for dry forest restoration.
We've chosen two primary native Hawaiian plants to put in our plots, ko and hala. As you can see, we also have popolo and avail, but those were just added later, and those weren't a part of the measuring, experiment. We are in a 5 by 15 meter plot. We have 3 plots all adjacent to each other, each plot having a different environment for our measured plants.
So the plants that we did, we planted them alternating, so ko hala, and then we made sure they each were identified. And then we come back on a bi-weekly schedule, Ala Mahamoe Tuesdays, for the whole year that we've been out here, so March 2021 till now, and we're going to keep doing this. And what we do is for the co, we measure out from the base of the plant to the meristem, to the first leaf that's coming out. And then Brad will record that this co is at 114 centimeters. So the hollows were one of our challenges for us because we have limited staff, funding, and just resources. We quickly just decided to keep everything universal and do height. But in hollow, that's really challenging. So what we've just deduced to was the tallest leaf at the time of measure. So there's a lot more variety in the measurements as these leaves grow and then bend as they get older. So learning lessons. Out of our 3 plots that we had, plot A being hydrated hydrogel granules going into the soil, plot B being dehydrated granules, and then plot C being control. We had high survivability in the control and the dehydrated plots, plots B and C, and plot A, which had the hydrated gels, didn't have as much survivability. We lost about 4 plants out of there. We think that maybe the roots weren't able to grab a hold and it wasn't a steady support system with all of those granules hydrated, and we might have added too much granules just because it was trial and error. Additionally, we think that plot B is in a drainage, so it's getting more water naturally than the rest of the plots. So pretty much what we're thinking is that the granules are good to use for the purposes of staff support and what's available. It's more time and cost efficient just to utilize the 1 tablespoon of dehydrated granules per plot and just put that in after you dig the hole, put the plant on top, cover it, and then water each plant. If someone is ready to just apply this into the field, I would say to use the dehydrated gels and make sure you water it right after planting. However, other partners and other organizations may have a different solution. So I think the first thing that anybody should do is reach out to their neighbors or their friends who are also doing any kind of planting and see if they are utilizing the granules, because they may have a different method, whether it's digging 4 holes around the plant after it's already been planted, putting the granules in then, or maybe they find it's more efficient to utilize the hydrated granules. And maybe it's less, maybe it's more. So this is really a trial and error spot. The sample size is really small. So for us, this was just a means to find out if survivorship could happen with the granules. So there are a lot of factors. And so you can take what you want from what we learned, but it's always good to check with other people in conservation as well.
We also want to say a special thanks to the Honolulu Board of Water Supply, DOFA, the KMWP field crew, JC Watson, and Clay and Melissa for helping us film. Thank you very much.
And thank you guys so much for joining us on our journey today to look at granules and the trial and errors we've learned today, and coming on this virtual trip with us to Ala Mahamoe. Mahalo.